We are back again. The video we just did, bro, it was like 8 minutes. It was too short and it wasn't crazy. Like, I don't feel like, like I liked it, but I wasn't like, I don't know, like I wasn't really like, I know it was good, but yes, we're gonna react to Ray William Johnson again. But we're gonna do a more I don't see like, I don't know, I don't. This looks good. Secure the picture. This one. Secure the picture.
So this anger management counselor is about to get mad and shoot a pastor. Now the counselor's name is Latoshia.
I forgot to do an intro. Big 3. Big 3. We're back here with another video. Today we're gonna be reacting to Secure the Picture. We're gonna be reacting to that.
And Latoshia is about 37 when all this starts, and she's living in Little Rock, Arkansas, and she's a social worker and an anger management counselor. But Latoshia has a problem. Her marriage is in a really bad place. Things just don't seem to be working out. And one day in 2017, she decides to get some counseling from this pastor that she had met through her church. The pastor, his name is Brodes. So she meets with Pastor Brodes for their first session, and I guess Latoshia must be feeling a connection because she starts telling him everything about how she's feeling lack of love in the relationship with her husband and how she doesn't feel emotionally fulfilled and whatnot. And I guess Pastor Brodes is saying all the right things back. And it goes so well that Latoshia decides to meet with him for a second session. Here's the thing about this second session, though. At this session, Pastor Brodes starts looking at Latoshia like she kind of fine.
Why? No, why? You're no longer a pastor. You're not a preacher in my eyes. You're not even a man. You're a man of God. A man of God who stands on a pulpit and preaches is saying another man's wife is fine. What are we doing? What are we doing, man? Let's see if she falls for it, and let's see if they end up dating.
And I guess as she's telling him more and more about her failing marriage, he feels like this is his moment to make a move, and he and Latoshia
I got no words for this. I'm not okay. Whatever. Okay, I can see. Okay, but okay. They fell in love, but why did she kill her? Why did she kill him? Why did she kill him?
Start making out, and one thing leads to another, and pretty soon they are a smashing. And this is great for Latoshia. I mean, suddenly she's getting everything that's been.
Bro, just imagine having the responsibility of preaching to people. You stand in front of like hundreds of people, you're preaching them the word of God, and then you're doing this. Are you? Let me be the first one to say, yeah, you gotta sit in hell. You gotta, yes, there's a seat and your name on it. There's a seat with your name on it. Hellfire. What kind of?
And missing in her marriage. So from here, she and Pastor Brodes decide to start a relationship. Here's the problem with them starting a relationship, though. Not only is she still married, but Pastor Brodes is also...
I was gonna actually give him a chance if he wasn't also married. Like, yo, what?
So married. So they gotta keep all this side smashing a secret. Now, during this secret affair, Latoshia actually starts going through the process of getting a divorce. Pastor Brodes does not. He keeps his marriage going. And he also lays down a list of very strict rules for their secret affair. He tells her she has to download this specific messaging app where their messages immediately disappear after being...
Bro, that's a sign to cut him off. I know when Natasha, Natasha is delulu. She's delusional. She actually thinks she has a thing. She actually believes she has a thing. She believes she has a thing. Natasha is delulu. She's I don't know. She has a whole I don't know. She's
being seen. He tells her that she has to pay her own way when she goes on trips with him. That way his bank statements don't tip off his wife. Not only that, but he seems to be a somewhat controlling guy. Like
her.
when they stay in hotel rooms, he orders her to always be naked.
Jail. I'm not saying he deserves what's coming, but damn, he gotta go to jail. Take him.
And he'll legitimately get angry at her if she forgets, or if she, gets cold and puts clothes on. And at some point,
How do you get caught at somebody for putting clothes on?
Starts demanding that she always call him sir and answer things with yes sir or no sir. And of course, all of these are huge red flags to you and me. But Latasha, she's not trying to...
She's Lulu. The only thing I can say in a situation like this, we already know the word. It starts with a B. Bumbo clap. How do you love somebody who tells you to who gets mad at you for putting on your clothes and who also tells you to call them sir? I have a girlfriend. I do. But I have never in my life ever told her to call me sir. No, she calls me whatever she wants. I mean, she calls me all these sweet names, but even she calls me by name, I'm not even gonna, I don't even trip. I don't trip. I don't trip. I don't. What are we doing here? Come on.
See that. She's in love with this dude. In fact, she likes him so much that she even starts buying him fancy gifts, like nice bourbons or expensive cigars or workout clothes, really anything he wants. She is in deep. So as this affair progresses, they're going on all these trips.
I already know where this is going. This is the kind of love where it's like obsession. Like, if I can't have you, no one can. I'm not gonna lie, that's the worst shit you can ever be in. That's the worst situation you can ever be in. If I can't have you, no one can. That's her right here. She wants him so bad that she already planned out a whole future with her in her head. Like, she sees a whole, But, can you talk about this? Come on, Natasha. What are we doing?
Together, like Las Vegas and Israel and Savannah. But what they're not doing is they're not being honest with each other. At least he's not being honest with her. Because he's always trying to talk to her about ethical non-monogamy or something. And he tells her that his wife knows about their affair. She definitely doesn't know. And that she's totally fine with him hooking up with Latasha on the side. She's definitely not fine with him hooking up with Latasha on the side.
So, Natasha knows that the pastor is married, but she's still, what's up with your females, bro? Let me not say something.
Now his wife is this woman, Tabitha. And Tabitha, she doesn't know about any of this. And she certainly didn't agree to any ethical non-monogamy or whatever. But we'll get back to Tabitha. Now, at some point in 2018, this whole secret love affair gets even worse for Latasha. Because Pastor Brodes gets offered a job as a pastor at a different church a few states away over in Tennessee. And he has decided to accept this job. And now he's no longer going to live there and be near Latasha. So he and his wife, Tabitha, move from Little Rock over to Tennessee, and they settle there. But Latasha, she is not ready to let this relationship go. So she and Pastor Brodes do the long distance thing, and this works for a while. But then in 2019, Pastor Brodes suddenly changes. He starts acting emotionally distant from her. And one night, they decide to meet up, and they end up meeting at this hotel. And on this night, he's acting very different. Like he's all mean to her now, and he's like rough with her, and just not romantic at all. And Latoshia, she's feeling all kinds of ways about it. Like that things with him are never going to be the way she wants. So she goes and she gets a gun from somewhere, we don't know where, and she goes back to the hotel room to unalive herself in front of him.
Okay, to be honest, I feel like Natasha should have been smarter. She should have been the bigger person, and actually, like, she knew he was married. Like, come on.
Because she wants him to feel as bad as she's feeling. And luckily, Pastor Brodes is able to talk her out of it and take her gun away from her. Now, at this point, I'm sure Pastor is feeling like Latoshia and this whole long-distance affair has just become a lot to handle and potentially a liability for him. So, not long after that, he decides to break up with her. And he does it by sending her a disappearing text, which is just cold.
If I was in his shoes, a girl pulls up on me with a gun, because I said, like, we're done. And then I took her out of it to not shoot me. Bro, I am now going to go home and hear her with a disappearing message be like, we're done. Nah. She's pissed. She has to be pissed.
And of course, Latoshia is absolutely destroyed by this. Like, how could he do this to her after all they've been through? So she goes and she buys herself another gun because she plans on unaliving herself. Then she starts driving to a local park because that's where she's going to do it. And along the way, she decides, nah, she wants to talk to Pastor Brodes one last time before she unalives herself, I guess to get closure.
Wait,
so
she's going to unalive herself or I don't know, I don't get it.
So she drives from Little Rock, Arkansas, all the way over to Tennessee. And there she just shows up at this cigar lounge that she knows that he goes to a lot. And of course, he is there and they start talking. Now, we don't know for sure what they talked about there, but allegedly, the pastor tells her to drive over to his apartment and he'll meet her there, and that together they can confront his wife Tabitha and talk to her about their relationship. So she heads over to his place. And when she gets there, Tabitha lets her in. They apparently know each other from church. And Latoshia lies to her and she says that she's in town for a conference or something, and the two of them start catching up for a bit. Then Pastor Brodes comes home, and immediately he acts like he doesn't know why Latoshia is even there. He's like, oh, what brings you to town? Where are you staying? Stuff like that, which is not how Latoshia thought this conversation would go. And she is convinced that they need to be talking to his wife about how she and him are seeing each other on the side.
Damn. The worst she can do is kill him. Damn.
So as this conversation goes on, she's getting more and more angry and more humiliated. And eventually she's just like, okay, I'm just gonna go then. And she asks Pastor Brodes to walk her out. But he refuses to do it. And for some reason, he volunteers his wife Tabitha to do it. And this is when Latoshia finally just...
Oh my God, bro. You have a female at your house. Okay, you have a female at your house. Who was gonna kill you in the last, who wanted to kill you? She literally had a gun on you. No, she wanted to either kill her or kill herself. I don't know. And you're gonna
snaps.
Let your wife work her out? Yeah, I will not. Oh my God.
She has had enough of this guy's nonsense. So she takes that gun out of her jacket and she points it at Pastor Brodes and she screams, "You broke my heart!" And then blam, 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 blam. She shoots him at least 5 times. Then she points the gun at Tabitha and...
Well, we all know he's not going to survive. He's not 50 Cent. 50 Cent survived 8 gunshots. I think it was 8. Was it 8, 7? Was it 6? I don't know how many guns, but he survived.
Blam! She shoots her in the shoulder.
What did she do?
Now, unfortunately, Pastor Brodes doesn't survive. But luckily, Tabitha does. And after all that, Latoshia, strangely, doesn't flee the scene. She stays there in their house and contemplates unaliving herself. Well, eventually, police show up. And so, bam, they arrest her. Here's her mugshot. And ultimately, Latoshia goes to trial, and she's found guilty, and she actually hasn't been sentenced yet, but I assume she'll probably spend the rest of her life in prison.
Right. Life in prison. It has to be life. It has to be life. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good video. We may react to another video, I'm not gonna lie. I may do another video, I'm not gonna lie. That was a good video. I don't know what video should we react to.